video, we're going to start learning about databases. And one of the hardest things about teaching anyone about a database is the fact that they have to set it up. And setting up a database is not the easiest task. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to set up a database and a platform for us to learn using Supabase. So Supabase is an open source Firebase alternative for building secure and performant Postgres backends. You don't need to know any of that, except the fact that we can easily create a database and we can start using SQL. So we can start learning a little bit about it. I'm pause the video, go ahead and sign up for it. I'm going to sign in. I'm going to show you what that looks like. To a page like this. You may not have projects down here. I already have a couple of projects. I'm going to start a new project by clicking this button here, new project, and I'm going to choose my organization. And this is just how Supabase does things. So here I put a project name, and mine is Learn Database Skills. I will, it asks me for a database password. I generate one here, and I can copy that password and copy it for later. And the region and the pricing plan, obviously I'm going with the free, and the region being East US. This is all about like where the compute stuff lives. You don't have to worry about that. Create a new project here. And so this is essentially going to create a set of things that we can start playing with. So immediately I get here and a lot more complicated things than I need. Your project is completely set up. This is what you're going to see here. You're going to see the name of your project, which is, we called it Learn Database Skills. We are going to, it's going to welcome you and it's going to give you some details about what you can do. So we can go ahead and we can create a table using table editor. And this will be a simple, what you see is what you get sort of option. So allows us to click and type in our table names. So I can create a table under public, and the table is going to be named users, let's say, and a table of all my users. Generally, in most tables, we are going to have an ID. This particular table says created at. Let's go ahead and add a couple of different things. User ID. And we'll go over what some of these things mean. But let's say user ID is a text and there's no default value. And then I add another column and I will name it first name. And that also is going to be text. Right? And no default value. And just for completeness, I will add another column that says last name. And I will make that text. So text is a variable length character string, just what you expect from text. Okay, so I now have my ID, my created at, my user ID, my first name, and my last name. ID here and user ID are a little bit different. Maybe I should name this username to be more clear. So username. And we'll, eventually maybe we'll have password and other characteristics, but let's go ahead and click save. And we can change those things in the future. Okay, so table users is good to go. That's great. And all this is unlocking for us right now is that I can go back and I can go to my SQL editor and I can go, and so there's a couple of different things that it allows you to do. But I could go to my new query and I can actually run a SQL query. Select from users. Nope, not so public, right? The schema was public users. And I want to select all my users. And I go over here and I click run, or I can press Control Enter, or Control Enter should work. And I see success, no rows returned. We haven't actually inserted rows, so that's fine. This is exactly where I wanted to stop today. So what we did is we signed up for a Supabase account. We were able to set up a table, and then we were able to start using SQL to get information from that table. You didn't have to configure anything. You didn't have to, everything was here on the web using Supabase. So we're going to use this as our quote unquote base for learning everything else that we need to learn about SQL. All right, looking forward to seeing you next time.